Hello friends, welcome to my channel ELS English Literature Studies with Kaur Harpreet. Today we'll discuss some more great satirists. This is part 2 in which I will discuss about Daniel Defoe, Jonathan Swift, Joseph Addison and Richard Steele. So let us start with today's video. Before starting about great satirists, let us revise what I have done in my previous videos. I've talked about style, what is star, and types of stars are already discussed in my previous video in detail. You can check those videos. So let us give a brief view to what is a star. Star is used in many works of literature to show foolishness in human beings, organizations, right? It uses sarcasm, ridicule or irony, etc. Although star is usually meant to be humorous, but its great or primary purpose is often constructive, and it uses to make this social criticism constructive. It uses wit to draw attention to both particular and wider issues in society, right? It is always critic of some follies of human behavior with the intention of persuading the audience to view it and then to encourage them for a social change. This is about style. And now come to the topic, which is today's topic, that is great satirist. First one is Daniel Defoe. When we talk about Daniel Defoe, he was an active satirist. His first known star appeared in 1691 and his last appeared in 1727. His greatest works are Atlantis Major, then The Life and Adventures of Robinson Crusoe, then The Further Adventures of Robinson Crusoe, The King of Pirates, Captain Singleton, Memoirs of a Cavalier, Moll Flanders, right? Robinson Crusoe is a novel which was published in 1719. When we talk about Robinson, he was a young and impulsive wanderer who defied his parents and went to sea. He was involved in a series of violent storms at sea, but at last he returned from a successful trip to Africa. I've already discussed these things in my videos. When we go through its first edition, it credits Robinson as its author, leading many readers to believe that he was a real person, and assuming this book as a travelogue of true incidents, right? We can say Robinson Crusoe is often credited as marking the beginning of realistic fiction as a literary genre. It is a novel with a deep moral aspect. Robinson's shift from disobedience to obedience shows every man's journey from suffering to God's grace, right? And one thing is there to discuss about Moll Flanders, that is another important work. It is not a pure tragedy or pure comedy. On one hand, it conveys a tragic and realistic view of life, and on the other hand, the tragic situations are encountered in a satirical way. More struggles, her crimes for money, all are expressed through parody, right? And there are three themes which are discussed by Daniel Defoe, and these three themes play an important role in the development of the story of Moll Flanders, right? And what are these three themes? These are greed, vanity, and repentance, right? Next, we have Jonathan Swift. Jonathan Swift was an Irish author and one of the most famous satirists. He is remembered for his works such as A Tale of Tub, then Gulliver's Travels, and A Modest Proposal. He is regarded as the foremost prose satirist in the English language and is less well known for his poetry. He held political positions and religious positions in a variety of institutions in both in England and in Ireland, right? And these political positions gave him lots of great material to work with. Jonathan Swift's Gulliver's Travels is most famous work. It is an epic style, a parody of travel novel. It is a four-tale story of the adventures of a ship captain named Gulliver. Throughout these books, he will travel to lots of lands and encounter all sorts of strange people, right? And each one is meant to illuminate some folly of the human condition that he has observed in his own life. When we talk about his work, A Modest Proposal, its full name is A Modest Proposal for Preventing the Children of Poor People from being a burden on their parents or country, and making them beneficial to the public, right? The style lies in the title itself, because what is so modest about suggesting that people sell their babies, right? This time Swift's, we can say, dark sense of humor led him to suggest a nasty way for the poor Irish to lead a better life, and they could sell their babies to rich people to be eaten. Actually, he implied a classical Latin form of style in which an extreme position is taken up to ridicule it, and the audience is supposed to figure it out for themselves, that the author is just kidding. The author does not convey directly his message, he expects audience to figure it out for themselves, right? Now I will talk about one great satirist whose life's main aim was to reform the society. Yes, I'm talking about Joseph Addison. His mission is to correct the society, right? He's not at all harsh like Pope and Dryden. He's very mild in his style. He tried his best in The Tatler and the Spectator to banish follies from the territories of Britain. Addison's style is neither too particular nor too general. He never attacks an individual man, but he ridicules groups of people who patronize numerous follies which offend good taste, right? And the base of his style is to criticize the sin, not the sinner. He is basically critical not of people but the follies that are done by them, right? That is the reason that as a satirist he never indulged in any sort of clash of personalities. And there are two hallmarks of Addison's style, and these are irony and urbanity. We can say, as when we conclude, we can say that he was a great satirist of his age who wanted to correct his society, but through mild style, not in a harsh way, right? Like Pope and Dryden. Then we have Richard Steele. Richard Steele, when we talk about Richard Steele, he is British essayist and dramatist. He published the satirical journals, The Tatler, The Spectator, with Joseph Addison, and The Guardian. Also, these three are discussed in detail in my video. I will try to give the link in the description box. You can check that video. These are Richard Steele is discussed in detail with each and every explanation, right? And these the Tatler and his work, The Spectator, The Guardian, these paved the way for the English 18th century realistic novel, right? And in his comedies, then he has the funeral, then his comedy The Lying Glove, then he has also written The Tender Husband, The Conscious Lovers. In these works he attacked the immorality of the English comedy of the Restoration period. Actually, in the essay genre he depicted the daily life and more about contemporary England, right? So this is about my today's video, in which I have discussed only 4 satirists, and there are more to come in my upcoming video. So I hope you will like the content, and if you like it, please hit the like button, share and subscribe my channel, and if you are new to my channel, please hit the bell button so that you can get notifications from my upcoming videos. And thanks a lot for watching.